Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the April 22nd council meeting for the Santee Chamber of Commerce. Let the record show all council members. Santee City Council. Let all members show that all council members are here. I'm looking at her, that's why. And except for the mayor, he is on assignment. So he won't be here tonight. Tonight, the legislative invocation will be done by Eric, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be done by Kristen Dare on that one. So if we can get started, that'd be great.
Okay, let's stand and pray, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for another night, and we thank you for another day of life and blessing. We thank you for all of your rich benefits and blessings. We thank you for this beloved city that we live, work, and play in. We ask your special blessings upon our beloved council tonight as they consider and conduct city business. We pray that their decisions would be wise and courageous, and that they would be in the best interest of our citizens, visitors, and business owners. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight, we are going to adjourn to the memory of retired Fire Chief Richard Mattick. And I think right now we're going to do the adjournment in memory. So if I can have all the firefighters come up. Richard Smith will be helping. Yeah. Richard was our fire chief, and the former, you were after, right?
After Richard.
After Richard, yes. So we want to, he passed away a while back, and we want to give him credit and give him deepest sympathies.
Thank you. Okay. Tonight's meeting will be adjourned in memory of retired Santee Fire Chief Richard Mattick. Chief Mattick was hired as a firefighter with the Santee Fire Protection District on September 22nd, 1979. He served the Santee community for over 36 years, earning promotions to the ranks of fire engineer, fire captain, fire division chief, deputy fire chief. And on April 15, 2014, Richard Mattick became the Santee Fire Department's 13th fire chief, a position he held until his retirement on December 16, 2015. Richard was a constant presence around the fire stations, always moving, checking something, cleaning, and maintaining equipment with a level of care and skill that set the standard for others. Known affectionately as Otto, or a nickname that stemmed from his last name, Mattick, short for automatic. So we all called him Otto, and a lot of us use that with affection. He carried that identity with him throughout his career, and many of those who worked with him used that firehouse nickname for the rest of his life. As one of the more senior members of the department, his calm demeanor and steady presence helped guide others, and his wisdom made him a trusted mentor to the younger firefighters. Richard brought a positive outlook to each day, pairing his sharp wit with an easygoing nature that made it genuinely enjoyable to be around him. He was known for his simple favorites, pretzels and Dr. Pepper, and while famously avoiding tomatoes altogether. He would never have tomatoes. Chief Mattick was deeply dedicated to the Santee Fire Department. He always put the organization before himself, leaving behind a lasting impact and a legacy that will be dearly missed by all who had the privilege of serving alongside him. Chief Mattick is survived by his wife, Brenda, sons Adam and Kevin, and his daughter, Caitlin.
So now you want to say a little story about him? Any stories you got on him?
That you can share.
That you can share.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think really the most notable is kind of wrapped up in this. Richard was, he just never stopped moving around the fire station. I see plenty of folks out in the audience that worked with him longer than I did. And his nickname Otto stuck with him, and it's just something that rolled off our tongues. Some guys probably didn't even know his first name and just called him Otto. He'll be missed. He was a good friend of mine, and I will miss him deeply.
If we can get the rest of you to come up here too, please. If you worked with Richard, come on up.
We have retired Chief George Talkstein, Captain Maury Waters. We got Captain Frank Pizarro with Viejas, Captain John Sincata with Santee Fire Department, retired Fire Chief Mike Rottenberg.
All right.
And retired Fire Chief Bob Full, who tried to sneak on over here. And nice try, Chief.
So
Chief Full was the chief that hired me. He was a fire chief. He was a division chief and fire chief my entire career.
So do you guys have any stories you want to talk about?
He was a good man. He was a good firefighter. We were firefighters together. We were engineers together. We were captains together. And then he showed his real smarts, and he went on the rest of the way. He was a good man.
Anybody else?
I got hired with Richard. We got hired together. My name's Mike Rottenberg. We got hired together. Richard and I went to the same academy. There was 5 of us from Santee at the time. And we kind of, like a lot of us do, we kind of followed each other up. And then when Chief Full retired and I became fire chief, he became my deputy chief. So we got hired together. We went to the academy together. We were on the same shift together. So we spent, well, when I left, it was 31 years, and he stayed a few years after that. So we worked together from the start of my career to the end of my career, and then he stayed beyond. Wonderful guy. I used to say the word with Richard was, if you couldn't get along with Richard Mattick, you only had to look in the mirror to see the problem.
Any stories?
No, we can't do that.
Later. Well, I want to thank you. Rob, you knew him too, so go ahead.
Yeah, my experience with the chief was sitting on council. We didn't know him as well as I've known some of the other chiefs, but he was absolutely a calm spirit, a calm voice, and a diehard steward of the city of Santee. And for that, we're very, very appreciative and very saddened for the loss.
Yeah, I didn't know him that well either. I did know him a little bit. We're losing people, unfortunately. They have calls they have to go to. It's this problem with being a firefighter. But I did appreciate everything he did. So thank you. And it's with deepest sympathy we have this evening. I'll give this to you, sir, and you can give it to the
council and the city manager and staff for recognizing Chief Mattick tonight. It's really greatly appreciated. And Brenda is tuning in, and she's watching along with Adam and his wife at their homes in Arizona. So they're very appreciative.
Everybody wave to Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Brenda.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we have the consent calendar. Any items to add, delete, reorder on the consent? Councilmember McNellis.
No.
Trotter?
No, Mr. Vice Mayor.
No.
And none for me, thank you. City manager, city attorney?
No.
No,
City
sir.
clerk? All right.
No speaker slips.
Motion to approve consent.
Second.
Did- work.
Motion carries unanimously with council members present.
Wilson, lost my notes. The first item I think we have is waste management.
Sir, there's non-agenda public comment.
Oh, do we have any comments?
We do have five
Okay.
speaker slips. The first speaker is going to be from Keith Amano. Amano.
Hello. My name is Keith Onema, and I live here. I have an HVAC and refrigeration journeyman's license from the city of Denver, Colorado, which requires over 8,000 hours of apprenticeship, in which I learned much about EPA regulations, hazardous airborne chemicals, and various mechanical bits and pieces, and several building code books. I'm here to talk about a rotten tooth in the smile of Santee. There's a dirt lot in the center of town. It is due west of Town Center Community Park East in the middle of Santee. There are at least 4 signs on this property that say off-road activity prohibited, County Ordinance 76.101A. And in small script it says presented as a public service by the San Diego Sheriff's Department in cooperation with the California State Parks OHV Division. I guess OHV means off-highway vehicles. At least 2 of these signs have graffiti on them, and one has a rusty rod and a tie-down strap that curiously seems to strike out the word prohibited. This piece of land is a dumping ground. I've seen piles of trash that have flown out of someone's open door as they drove through the lot. Piles of concrete that have been picked up, and even a metal rowboat with a rope tied to the front that I imagine was probably used for sledding behind a truck. But the biggest issue that I personally have with this piece of land is that every time someone with a reason to celebrate decides to do donuts with their vehicle in this lot, it kicks up a dust cloud higher than the telephone poles, as wide as the parking lot itself, and so thick that all I can see are headlights swirling around inside. I have pictures in a short video if you care to see them. This dust cloud blows across the road and through neighborhoods. It blows through windows and into homes. It blows around playgrounds and pools. It covers people's cars, gardens, playgrounds, and solar panels in a layer of dust. But it's probably not just dust either. Walker Preserve Trail is close by and it used to have a sand mining operation. And if you actually walk down to this dirt lot in the middle of Santee, you will see that there is indeed sand all over the place. I'm not a medical professional, and I did a web search which informed me that most sand has silica in it, and that breathing silica in can possibly cause problems such as silicosis, lung cancer, and COPD. Those are likely some of the reasons why there are several city codes in place to deal with this kind of situation in the first place. County is trying to get a meeting together for the community. The date is still getting figured out.
The next speaker is Joni Regal.
I need to bring this down. I'm a little shorter. Okay. Good evening. Hi, I'm Joni Regal. I've been a Santee resident since 1990. I love Santee and having all the firefighters here. I love our firefighters. With the last fire we had, they're amazing. I want to tell you a little bit about myself because I want you to know that I'm not a kook up here going to be doing conspiracy theory. So I am a 22-year teacher that just retired 2 years ago from kindergarten at Darnell Charter. I was a 7-year board member at our school. We're independent charter. And I was a 22-year Girl Scout leader in Santee. I was on the board, the local board in Santee, the Magnolia Trails. I took my daughter and my granddaughter from kindergarten through 12th for both troops. My kids live in Santee. My son lives in Santee with his children. My children and grandchildren have gone through Santee schools. So I do love it here. My main concern is the chemtrails that I'm seeing every day, almost, when you look up in the sky. Now that I'm retired, my husband is a cancer survivor, And he now, in the last few years, has been diagnosed with COPD. I have asthma. I was a teacher of kindergarten, so I got bronchitis every year, so I know that was a thing with all the germs in my classroom. But what's going on now is really scary because I'm doing a lot of research. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you look up today, I was riding my bike. We try to ride our bikes 3 or 4 times a week. I have had a cough for over a month. It's a dry asthma cough. Sharp told me a couple of weeks ago, let's try a different regimen. I'm not sick. It's not pneumonia. I have clear lungs, but it's asthma related. Of course, he said it was the spring things that are going on in the air. But I told him to look up at the sky. Today at Town Center Park, I could see them. Sometimes they make X's. You see the chemtrail. It starts as a straight line. I have lots of videos. I have lots of pictures. If anyone wants them, I can send them to you. It's just a real concern because one of the videos that I watch from, the guy says there's many, I open up Instagram and YouTube and they're all over the place. But one gentleman I listened to from Oceanside, he said he was a scientist. I can't claim that he was, but he said, this is not good what they're doing in the skies. He said, you're going to see class action lawsuits down the line. He said, but he put his hand on his truck and he held it up and it was like metallic. He said, there are aluminums in this that's going down into the ground. I have a garden. I'm worried about what's going in the ground. I'm worried about what's going in our lungs and what they're saying online. It is breaking down your immune system, which I truly believe it is. So I hope you will look into it. I have contacted Congressman Darrell Issa. I haven't heard back. I've contacted Senator Brian Jones. I haven't heard back. And I think next I'm going to write a letter to RFK because I hope this becomes countrywide, that people look into it. Thank you very much for your time. Okay.
The next speaker is Carl Constantino.
Hi, I'm going to go a little off topic here and just say that in about 10 minutes, we're going to be missing one of the most important debates for the state. So I hope everybody's got that recorded so they can look at it later. And also that at 7:55 today, there'll be a launch. And with the wind conditions, chemtrails notwithstanding, should be spectacular. So everybody go on out and watch that. That's it.
The next speaker is Brenda Hammond.
Hi. Sorry I'm all dirty. I was doing my relaxation in El Cajon, laying on the ground stuff. I'm not going to take pain pills. I'd rather... Anyway, enough about me. I want to commend you again. I've done this before of the young adults in Santee, and I think that every single one of you should thank the parents that are raising these kids because they're awesome. Every time I come to Santee, I get treated like some kind of queen or something. But I know, they're very polite, especially Jack in the Box Unmasked, my favorite. But so yeah, I want to say that. And then I want to say, hurting people to help people is not a good thing. So, just watch some of the pop-up churches I talked about before. The ones that pop up only when there's an emergency and then they're gone, whatever. And I couldn't find brown because yellow and green makes brown, right? But I found gold, so yeah, green and yellow, Santee and El Cajon. So we got gold in the middle, right? Thank you. Have a good night. I can't wait to watch that.
The final speaker is Becky Riviera.
Hi, my name is Becky Rivera, and I've lived here in Santee for 40 years, and I've raised all 5 children here. Thank God we're all good kids. I live over here at Woodland Vista Apartments, and something has to be done. I'm coming here as a last recourse if you guys can help us in any way. In the last 10 years, the manager that lives there, that works there, is Christina Rosas. And example, She had us without hot water for 7 years. Her answer to everything is, we're working on it. It wasn't until we got in touch with the health department that they fixed it. She has us sign letters and notes to certify us, and she's behind, so she makes us sign the date before so she doesn't get in trouble. She had a lady there who carries an oxygen tank. They had to drill 7 holes in her apartment, and each one has that silica dust that comes up. They made her stay in there all 7 times they drilled in her house. One lady had her floor also dug up. They made her stay in there with blowers, and when the cement dries, all that silica dust goes up as well. And they had her stay in there until it dried for over 5 days. They had one lady's car got hit. Her answer to everything is, the cameras are not working, we didn't see it. She had a man living there, his name was Tony, who was assaulting a lady, broke her jaw. A man fell, got a concussion. He assaulted me. We've tried to get him out. It wasn't until the police had to come after him because he tried to kill his wife with the machete. I have a neighbor who lives upstairs who is now going to have her hip replaced. She doesn't, the manager has problems with her. Now she's telling her rent might only go down a little bit of money. When I got sick and we had another manager, I didn't have to pay rent because I had no money coming in. She does things the way she wants them done. My floor now, I had to go, and thank God I have a brother who works in legal. They were going to make me stay there. I have COPD, I have asthma, and I have a lot of other issues. Thank God the city, Adrian Moon is fantastic. He has really brought back the faith in government to me. And he made them, they work there without any building permits. They just do it. They don't care. The landscaping goes up to here. There's pipes sticking out everywhere. Somebody's going to get hurt. When I had to come back, she made me come back. She was going to tell me to come back with the floor still open. And I said, no, I don't care. I'll sleep in my car. They gave me another day. Now they're charging me for the food I used when it was only going to be a day and a half. I ended up being there 5 days. Now they're charging me. It's a low-income apartments for the food that I ate there after I brought my own food and for a day and a half. So I'm asking for help, for recourse, anywhere where we can reach out. Thank you.
No further speakers.
Madam City Manager, we have someone with CASA that helps with those. Can you put her in contact with him?
I can talk to the representative on Compoc from CASA. I think that's who you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Is that run by Jamboree?
Yes.
We can get your information.
Yes.
So-
Anything you need.
All right, thank you.
Anything else, James?
No further speakers, sir.
Okay. I guess we're going to do a 2025 year in review with waste management. I'm excited.
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor, City Council members. About once a year, Waste Management tries to get out to talk about year-end activities with the City of Santee. Today, they're going to talk about solid waste recycling programs and all the community impact that they're having in this town. So go for it, Daniel.
Thanks, Nick. Well, hello, Mr. Vice Mayor, esteemed council, city manager, city staff. It's great to be here. I'm really excited. It's been a while since I've been at the podium here talking to you fine folks on the dais. But it's not about me, although I'll introduce myself. My name is Daniel Butler. I am the territory manager for San Diego County. I'm here to really kick it off for my team to come up and give you our update. What you see here, local connection, right? That's what we're all about in the city of Santee. We feel like we are one of your own, and we're proud of that. And you're backed by our national strength. So more importantly, that local connection is what we're all about. But just introducing you to our team. I don't know how to click this thing. Slide. Hey, I got it. Look at me. All right, so we have Elise Weatherall. She is your new contract manager. She is fresh. She started 1 month ago. I think most of you have met her. All 4 of you actually have met her at this point, and she's really looking forward to getting up here tonight. Apparently, you know Kristen Dare. She's going to be your community liaison moving forward. And then in the audience as well, you see Omar's beautiful photo there, but we also have Sal Carry-On. He's our district manager. So Sal and Omar are the guys that get things done. They get it picked up, they take it to where it's supposed to go, and that's the essential thing that we do in this town. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Elise and Kristen, and they're going to bring you all the way through. So thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
All right. Good evening, everybody. So for us, what we're sharing tonight is really a reflection of decisions made by City Council and embraced by the people of Santee. Years ago, the city made a responsible choice to structure service in a way that prioritizes safety, reliability, and cost efficiency. WM and the city have been hand in hand for these priorities over decades of time, growing and evolving together. Because of that joint effort, Santee doesn't have to imagine what good service and strong community partnership looks like. We get to live it every day, and WM is privileged to support that vision.
So tonight we're here because we really want to highlight how our collaboration works. I had the honor of speaking with each of the council members, and I am very grateful to hear each of your priorities for our cost efficiency and education are your priorities. And we're here to share those. Safety is where it all starts. Through trained drivers and strong safety programs, we focus every day protecting Santee residents, employees, and neighborhood streets. Dependable service is next. With a local operations team, backed and by proven systems, Santee customers can count on consistent service and quick resolution when issues come up. Cost control comes from planning ahead. Long-term planning and stable operations help keep rates predictable and avoid surprises. And education ties this all together. Clear communication and ongoing education helps residents reduce contamination, recycle right, and prevent their overage fees. When WM and the city of Santee stay aligned around these priorities, the entire community benefits. So when those priorities are in place and the partnership is working, the real question becomes, how is it showing up day to day for the community? Today, WM serves just under 14,000 residential households in Santee, along with more than 700 commercial and industrial customers. And from a participation standpoint, the community is performing really well. About 75% of Santee residents are setting out recycling, and organic participation averages around 60%. Those are strong numbers, and they tell us that your residents are engaged, informed, and paying attention. Ultimately, this is showing up that the systems that the city has placed is working, and the people are using the systems you're putting in place.
So rather than tell you how things are going, we wanted you to see it directly from Santee themselves.
These are quotes that we pulled straight from Santee residents, straight from Santee, just this past month. These are the voice of your customers, our customers, the voice of Santee communities.
And I know that to be true because even my own mother showed up on this survey recently. These reflect consistency, communication, and reliability.
And these are what we find matter most to your residents and the people of Santee.
In addition to core service, there are also several extra programs available to residents that not everyone may be aware of. So these are some services WM offers to make disposal easier, safer, and in some cases, even more cost-effective for customers.
So as Danielle mentioned, I am very new to WM. And when I learned about the various services that were additional that WM offered to Santee residents, I was pleasantly surprised. So I said, hey, let's highlight this tonight. Make sure anyone that's watching and everyone that's watching out there is aware of these. So first off, we're going to just focus on household hazardous waste and let everybody know that WM provides Santee residents with free drop-off options for things like light bulbs, batteries, electronics, and mattresses. It's an easy and safe way for residents to dispose of these items responsibly and keep them out of the wrong waste stream. We have our address right up here, El Cajon Transfer Station, as well as the times that you can come drop off, as well as a phone number to reach out.
So after you go see our wonderful operations team in El Cajon, if you're at home and you still have some bulky items you'd like to have picked up, that's available to you at no additional cost. So for multifamily areas, you have 2 free pickups a year. For single family residences, you each have 4. And every time you schedule a pickup, you can have up to 6 bulky items. So this is also for residents to schedule a couple of days in advance. If you have your regular trash day on a Thursday, if you call us within 2 business days of your regular trash day, you can set it out that very same week.
Another benefit that's dear to my heart that I wanted to share with everyone is supporting Santee seniors. The City of Santee offers a senior discount for residents ages 65 and up, and helps them access appropriate services level at reduced rates. The goal with this program is affordability and flexibility, allowing seniors to choose the cart size that fits their needs without overpaying for unused capacity.
And last, we'd like to highlight our community cleanup days. So we just had one here this month, taking place right here in this parking lot at City Hall. And the turnout and level of participation were exceptional. I think Heather and some of your staff can attest to that. We serviced over 1,000 vehicles that came through in just a few short hours. And partnering with our longtime friends at Goodwill, we started out with a donation station so people could bring, and thank you, I actually saw a lot of participation from council up here as well, dropping off your used goods. So before we start filling our landfill with unused and unwanted items, Goodwill was here on site to make sure that we could maybe find some new homes and repurpose those items. So after the donation station, then cars could go through and meet our operations team, who then assisted with bulk items, mattresses, e-waste, things of that nature. And then on their way out, if they needed, we also had 2 large shred trucks here, which were full to capacity at the end of the day. And we are safely disposing of all your secured documents in a great way. So we just wanted to say thank you so much. I know the city put a lot of work into that day. They had a lot of staff on site. They had cars in and out all day, and it was quite the extravaganza. So as you can see in the photo, we captured a quick moment at the end of our cleanup. And next, so after this event, we really were looking at a calendar and wanted to kind of showcase some of the things that we saw other participation in already, where we get to come out and be a part of this awesome town. Anybody who lives in Santee knows it's special. A lot of that has to do with the way the city has a vision for some of these community projects and events that take place. So we've already seen really great and amazing participation this year at Fido Fest, Santee's Bunny Trail, all taking place at Town Center Community Park, and obviously the cleanup day that we just mentioned. So looking forward, as we approach summertime and into the fall, we're really looking forward to one of my personal favorites is the Santee Street Fair. Obviously, that's near and dear to my heart, and Rob and Ron, I know you guys were kind of grandfathers of that, if you will. Sorry for calling you grandfathers. Ron really is, though, so he doesn't mind. We're going to kick off some more exciting stuff at Town Center Community Park, which is really a lot of times, I think, the heartbeat of town throughout the summer. We're going to do movies in the park. We'll be there for the entire summer concert series. And really importantly, Waste Management, WM, has been really proud to participate in the $40,000 contribution that we give annually to Santee Salutes to help with the fireworks that brings this entire community together. And this year, as you guys have already seen, the city is really stepping it up with their America 250 and celebrating a huge milestone. So WM is coming in with an additional $10,000 of support to help really kick that off and get it into action come July 4. As we continue through the year, you'll see us at really well-known events like the Brews and Bites fundraiser. That's another local favorite, and Santee Lakes for the Spooktacular. And then we round it out with another personal favorite of ours, and I think a family favorite, where we bring our mini truck out to the Santee holiday lighting there at Trolley Square.
So we promised we would keep it brief, and we tried our best. And we want to thank you all for letting us be here tonight to speak in front of you and to serve the residents and city of Santee. We are proud to support Santee, and we look forward to continuing to provide our service and helping keep Santee safe, clean, and green. We are available tonight for any questions, and if I can't answer them, we have the rest of our team here. So thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your report. You guys, is there any questions? Okay, well, great job. Thank you.
Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
The non-agenda public comment, any more comments?
No, sir.
Council reports. Councilmember McNellis.
None for me.
Trotter.
No, sir.
Cobo.
I will have a report next week, probably lengthy, but I'll forewarn you on the Air Pollution Control Board. And by the way, if you have an air pollution concern, please download the San Diego Air Pollution Control Board app and report your photos or comments there. But we, at the last meeting last week, we basically ran out of time on one topic, which is called the indirect source rule. It relates to warehouses and air pollution. So it's been continued to May, and it's very important for residents and businesses in all of San Diego County. So I'll have a longer report then.
In 2 weeks, you mean? Okay, thank you.
Well,
We may not be here next week.
May 29th. May 29th.
Okay.
So sorry, you missed it if you want.
You can send it early. I'm going to bring up a couple items that happened at MTS this last week. First of all, as you probably have heard by now, we voted for a rate increase. First one since 2009. We're going from $2.50, assuming it's approved by Sandag, going from $2.50 to $3 in the fall of 2026 and to $3.25 in the fall of 27. It was a 7-4 vote with, again, it's only first increase since 2009 with 4 members not present. They're also doing administrative program. We're looking into it. This is scary here. Right now, if you don't pay your ticket, you get a $25 fine, and then you go to court. And if you don't pay it, then they put out a warrant. I guess that nobody will come get them anyway. And after that, some of the board members are not happy with that. We bring in about $40,000 a year for those tickets, which is hardly anything. Their idea, solving the problem, is to do a fine of $75 and raising it up to $75, but making it administrative. So if you don't show up, it could get up as much as $125. And then at that point, if you don't pay it, it just goes to collections. So I said 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which probably didn't go over very well. But to do this new program, we have to expend $375,000 to buy new equipment, and then administer the program, be anywhere from $420 to $465 a year to administer the program. And again, this was in the Public Security Committee, and the sad part about all this is it was a 6-2 vote. Elkhorn and Santee obviously were against it, and a 4-2 vote, I'm sorry. Santee and Elkhorn were against it, but the reality is this may go through. So a organization that's about ready to go bankrupt in 4 years wants to spend another $500,000 a year to bring this forward. So we have some big problems coming up at MTS. We're going to get $14 million a year for those 50-cent raises, and then $28 million a second time. So it's really going to be losing proposition if that administrative program goes through. So, City Manager, do you have any reports?
No reports.
Okay. City Attorney?
No report.
Okay. There is no closed session, so with this, we adjourn the meeting in the memory of Richard Mattick.